Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. We will be bringing you some title bout 2 on the PC. A tremendous matchup of a fight that should have been but never was. Roberto Duran versus Tony Ayala Jr. 15 rounds junior middleweights. This is the junior middleweight set for title bout 2 on the PC. It is Mucho Machismo from the Astro in Houston, Texas. Manos de Piedra, Roberto Duran from Panama, takes on El Torito, the Little Bull. Tony Ayala Jr., San Antonio, Texas, US of A. 15 rounds, junior middleweights. Pull up a chair, it's fight time. In actuality, this bout was supposed to take place on NBC. 12 rounds, was going to be a title eliminator, and the winner was to fight Davey Moore, I do believe. But Roberto Duran was upset by Kirkland Lang. Thus, the fight was canceled. It was actually already scheduled, and Duran took a tune-up fight, and he lost. I think that was the upset of the year in KO Magazine. So, and then Tony Ayala Jr. was scheduled to fight Davey Moore for the championship, but Tony Ayala Jr. was not the most best human being on the face of the earth right now. So, and he's since passed away. He went to jail for a lot of bad things. Breaking and entry, rape, or they called it sexual assault. Came out of jail, started up his boxing career again, got beat by Yuri Boy Campus on his return. He had won some fights, and then did something stupid again and went back to jail. So, but it is Roberto Duran taking on Tony Ayala Jr., Houston Astrodome, up next on the channel, title bout 2 PC. In the Duran corner, his trainer is Ray Arcel, cutman Freddie Brown. Tony Ayala, Lou Duva is his trainer along with his father, and Lou Duva is the cutman. The referee for this scheduled 15-round bout, Carlos Padilla. He is lenient when it comes to fouls. He lets them fight, and his TKO comes late. He gives the pugilist every opportunity to win. Duran will be out of the blue corner, and he could either be a boxer or a slugger. We chose boxer for Roberto Duran. Tony Ayala Jr., the Bull, El Torito, he's a slugger. Duran will look to walk El Torito into that right hand. We shall see. Fighters in the ring. They get their final instructions from Carlos Padilla, and what a stare down it is between Duran and Ayala. No fear from either two of these pugilists. Joining us at ringside, Jim L. Hope all is well. As Jim L. says, I'm playing 2nd and 10 right now. Excellent. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, is here at ringside. Fighters back to their corners. Here we go. Round 1, scheduled for 15. Duran will have the edge in endurance. Ayala will have the edge in punching power. We shall see. Here we go. Round number 1, scheduled for 15. Duran comes out working behind the jab. And Duran jabs and lands the right hook to the body. Good job by Roberto Duran. Ayala gets in on the inside, and Duran ties him up. Referee Padilla breaks them. Ayala looking to fire, but he misses. Duran bips and bops his way out of danger. Ayala bores in, and he lets his hands go. Left hook to the body and a right uppercut to the head of Roberto Duran. Duran looks to come right back, and he lands towards the belt line. Referee Padilla says it's good. Duran lets his hands go. Jab and a right cross by Manos de Piedra. Duran continues to taunt Ayala as Ayala moves forward. Duran daring him to come in. Ayala gets past that jab and Duran ties him up again. He is frustrating Ayala Jr. on the inside. Duran looks to land. He throws the right, but he misses. No counter by Ayala. Duran, again, circling side-to-side movement, trying to set the trap for Ayala. Ayala stays low, comes up firing, and he misses. And Duran mocks him and sticks his chin out. And we messed up there. Let's go back. Ayala will land a good right cross, left hook to the body. And there's the bell. So a good back and forth round. I give it to Duran. And Duran sneers at Ayala Jr. as they go back to their corners. Ayala Jr. blows him a kiss. Ray Arcel's in the Duran corner, liking what he sees. Lou Duva in the Ayala corner says, bang that body, bang that body. Joining us at ringside, RJL Network, our good friend Rob. Check out that wonderful channel. Steeler Fan 1933, our good friend Matt. D. Scott Howard. Jim L. Hope all is well. Round 2, scheduled for 15. Duran will fight on the outside and look to catch Ayala Jr. coming in. Ayala bores in and Duran ties him up. Duran throws, and he misses. Duran still in control, feints but doesn't fire. He is trying to lay a trap. Ayala Jr. is now backed into a corner. Let's see what Roberto can do. And Duran lands a left hook to the body and a right uppercut, snapping the head of Tony Ayala Jr. Duran continues to throw punches and continues to land. He feints with a jab, right hook to the body, left hook up to the head by Roberto Duran. Ayala still in that corner. Ayala bulls his way out back towards ring center. Duran moving, feinting. Ayala not falling for it. Again, Duran tries to lay the trap, but Ayala will not go. Duran throws and lands a right hand. It was a lead right that caught El Torito moving forward, then a left right to the body, and a chopping left to the head. Good job by Roberto Duran. Excellent round so far for Duran. They tie up. Referee Padilla breaks them. We have about 48 seconds left in round number 2. Duran has been in full control. Excellent ring generalship, just moving around side to side very smoothly, looking to land that right hand. Ayala works his way in, but Duran smothers him. Ayala tries to work the free hand. Referee breaks them. Ayala again is smothered by Duran. And there is the bell. Excellent round for Roberto Duran. We have him up 2 rounds to none unofficially. Ayala seems frustrated as he goes back to his corner. Lou Duva is telling him, just let your hands go, bang that body, and then bring the right hand up to the head. Feint the jab to the chest and come with that right hand to the head. Ray Arcel's in the Duran corner. Says continue to do what you're doing. Each round open up just a little bit more. Round 3 scheduled for 15. We've given the first 2 rounds to Duran, and here we go. Duran again will mix up his tactics. He's going to fight on the inside here. Ayala Jr. welcomes that, bores in, throws, but Duran is able to parry the punches away. No counter by Roberto Duran. Ayala again throws and misses. Duran ties him up, and now they break. Duran throws, and he lands a left hook to the body and a right hook to the head. And another right hand. Ayala felt those punches. Excellent combination by Roberto Duran, heeding the advice of his corner. Ray Arcel's and Freddie Brown wanting to open up a little more each and every round. Duran still in control. Duran jabs and a right uppercut nails Ayala. Duran now feints. Ayala moves forward. Duran has the right hand cocked, looking to throw. Ayala moves in. Duran does not fire. They tie up. They maul, they brawl. The referee breaks them. Duran throws and misses. Counter by Ayala. And he misses. Oh, that was a big, wild left hook missed by El Torito, Tony Ayala Jr. Duran. Duran lands a hard shot with the right hand. And now he seems to be favoring it. It could be broke. What a horrible thing that could happen. Duran really favoring that right hand. He scored well with it. He's definitely favoring the right hand as he's starting to jab more and more. And there is Roberto. Jab, right hand to the body, and then a left to the body and up to the head. Duran still in control. Duran throws the jab and misses. Duran not throwing the right hand. Duran. There's the jab and the right hand to the jaw. And you can see Duran grimace in pain. Ayala Jr. gets in punching range. And he bangs away with a left right to the body. They were both hooks. Ayala again bores in. And Ayala will land at the bell. The right cross and a left hook to the body. Ayala came on at the very end, but it was all Roberto Duran. They have him on the stool, and he's definitely favoring that right hand. As Ray Arcel squeezed the glove slightly, Duran grimaced. The doctor comes over. They say everything's okay, though. They're not going to tell the doctor that there's anything wrong. We prepare for round number 4. We've given the first 3 rounds to Roberto Duran. He's picked up the pace in each of the first 3 rounds. But how will he be with what seems to be an injured right hand? Here we go, round number 4. And it's Ayala Jr. boring in. He throws, he misses. Duran goes for the counter, and Duran lands. Left to the body, right to the body, left hook to the head. Good job by Roberto Duran. Duran throws again. 2 solid jabs. Catch Ayala Jr. coming forward. And Duran lands again the right cross, and he grimaces in pain. Sends the left to the body. Duran bangs that body hard. Referee Piedra says those punches are okay. And again, Duran works that belt line. Ayala cannot get in any rhythm, and when he tries to, Duran ties him up. And now Ayala Jr. using his shoulders on the inside. Referee Piedra breaks them. Here's Roberto Duran. Duran boxing. He's on his toes. Duran looking to land the boom. Ayala gets past the jab, and Duran ties him up again. And Duran really getting in the head of Tony Ayala Jr. Roberto Duran breaks away from the clinch. Left, right, left. Good job by Duran. Now they tie up once again. And Duran lands again out of the clinch. 4-punch salvo. As it's a chopping right hand, he will grimace in pain every time he throws it. Left to the body, left to the head, and then a right to the body. Duran in complete control. Another combination, body, then up to the head. Duran having an excellent round. It's been all Manos de Piedras, Roberto Duran, and 2 more jabs, and that is the end of round 4. Tremendous round for Roberto Duran, who again is favoring that right hand. Tony Ayala Jr. and his corner just do not seem to have any answers for Manos de Piedras. Roberto Duran, Ray Arcel, and Freddie Brown very happy in the corner of the Panamanian. Lou Duva and Ayala Sr. and Tony Ayala's father, Sr., they're imploring El Torito to get inside and let your hands go. Just start throwing punches. Right now, Duran is outclassing the youngster. We prepare for round number 5. And here's the bell. Duran will again work on the inside to try to frustrate Ayala Jr. Duran feints and fires. Left hook to the body, right hand to the head, and a left to the jaw. Tremendous scoring combination by Roberto Duran. Ayala stops for a moment and moves forward. Ayala looks to throw, but it's Duran who throws. And now they clinch. Duran still in control. And now referee Piedra says keep the punches up to both fighters. This fight is getting very nasty. But it's been Duran who has been tenacious. And again, Duran hooks to the body. He feints with the jab, throws the right to the body. The right hand has been injured. You can see it. But throwing it to the body is better than throwing it to the head. And then he jams the left right back in the face of Ayala Jr. twice with the jab. Ayala Jr. works his way in but cannot land. He throws and misses as Duran smothers the punches. And now Duran works to a side. Duran throws, and he does not land. They tie up. Duran, again, a lot of mauling and brawling. Referee Piedra warns both fighters. Ayala works in, dips, throws the looping left, and then the right. Boom! He nails Roberto Duran, and Duran is down. Duran is down. The first solid combination by El Torito. Tony Ayala Jr. nails Roberto Duran. Piedra sends Ayala Jr. to the neutral corner, picks up the count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And Duran is up at the count of 6, and the Astrodome is going crazy. It is a capacity of many. Ayala Jr. goes for the kill. Duran trying to stay off the ropes. Ayala throws and misses. He's got to calm down a bit. He is winging wildly and he is not landing. Now he shortens up his punch. Left hook to the body and a right uppercut snaps the head of Roberto Duran. Ayala measuring, and Ayala lands a jab in the right cross. Ayala looking to finish Duran, and booyah! Left hook, right hook, and Duran is hurt again. And there's the bell, but Ayala Jr. will land one more time. Tremendous shots! Left and a right uppercut at the bell, and Duran staggers but stays up. Ayala Jr. pushes him away and spits at his back. Oh, there is no love lost between these two pugilists. A huge round for Tony Ayala Jr. He nearly took Roberto Duran out. Duran dominated the first 4 rounds, but Duran's hand has been injured, and that was all Tony Ayala Jr. Duran was having a pretty good round, and then Ayala Jr. dipped, feinted the left hook, came up with a right hand, booyah, on the chin of Roberto Duran, and down went Duran. Ayala caught him with the left on the way down and nearly took out Duran, who was weebling and wobbling at ring center. When the bell rang, Ayala shoved him in the back and spit at him. Duran still in a daze in his corner as Ray Arcells and Freddie Brown will try to revive the Panamanian great. Ayala Jr. hearing it from Lou Duva and his father, Tony Sr. They're very excited. They want Ayala Jr., El Torito, the bull, to take out Manos de Piedras. Round 6 coming up. Duran doesn't seem like he's fully recovered yet. Ayala Jr. is going to go for the KO. Duran ties him up as Ayala Jr. charged out of his corner at Roberto Duran. Now Duran looks to throw. He misses those shots. Ayala Jr. looks to come back, and he does not miss. A good combination to the body by El Torito, Tony Ayala Jr. Left, right, and then he came up with the right hand again to the head. No cut on Duran as he blinks, but there's no blood. Duran looks to take control once again. 2 jabs as he tries to establish command at ring center. Duran again will throw. The jab and the right uppercut catches the Bull coming forward. Ayala shows no fear, though. He knows he can drop the Panamanian. He almost took him out in round 5. Ayala Jr. works his way in, and Duran smothers him. They tie up, they maul, they brawl. Referee Piedra breaks them. Tony Ayala Jr. lets his hands go, and he rips a 4-punch combination. Right hand to the head, left hook to the head, and a right left to the body. Ayala Jr. in a rhythm now, and again a 4-punch salvo by Tony Ayala Jr. This time left right to the body and left right to the head. Duran in a world of trouble, and he will tie up El Torito. What a turnaround in this bout. The Bull is bulling forward. He throws and misses. Duran looks to fire, and Duran will land. Duran will land. He lands that right cross. That hand is damaged, and then he hooks to the body. Duran still in control, but he misses those shots. And he misses again. El Torito mocks Duran. Sticks his jaw out. Duran leaps in with the right hand and the left hook, and he staggers. He staggers for a brief moment. Tony Ayala Jr. And Ayala Jr. ties him up. Oh boy, Ayala Jr. stuck his chin out, and Duran tagged it with that injured right hand. Had that hand been good, maybe he drops him. Duran feints Ayala Jr. back into the corner now. Is Ayala Jr. looking to set a trap? And Duran throws at the bell. And he lands a good combination. Right to the body, left to the body, and then he brings the left hook to the head. That was a very tough round to score. Ayala was a bit wild in that round after dropping Duran in round 5. In the Ayala corner, Lou Duva is telling him to shorten up his punches. In the Duran corner, Ray Arcells feels that Duran has cleared his head now, wants him to get back to boxing. Here we go for round number 7. Ayala Jr. bores out, and Duran ties him up. Ring center. Ayala Jr. lands on the belt line. Referee Padilla lets it go. Ayala Jr. trying to impose his will. He cannot cut the ring off on Duran, though. And it's Duran looking to fire, and he does! Left hook to the body, right uppercut. Duran grimaces in pain as those punches land. They're not landing as effectively due to the injury to his right hand. Duran again will land the same combination. Left to the body, right uppercut. Duran in control. They tie up. El Torito puts his head right underneath Duran's jaw. They maul, they brawl, they work the free hand. Carlos Padilla is having trouble prying them apart, and now he does. Ayala looks to get inside, and he misses those shots. Duran slides away. Roberto comes back. Duran feints the right, and there's the left uppercut. Nice job by Roberto Duran. He feinted the right, and Ayala walked right into the left uppercut. Duran still in control. And Duran! Left hook to the body, up to the head. Good hard shots. Snapping the head of Tony Ayala Jr., but his chin has held up. Beautiful combination by Roberto Duran. Ayala comes back firing, and he misses. Countering opportunity for Duran. And Duran again with a left hook to the jaw of Tony Ayala. It was a solid left counter. Duran looks to capitalize off that counter, and he throws a 4-punch salvo. Everything to the body there. Duran worked the body beautifully. Ayala Jr. looks to come back, but Duran is nowhere to be found. Tony's having a tough time cutting off the ring against Duran. Duran boxing marvelously. Final seconds here in round number 8. It's been all Roberto Duran. He lands on the belt line, and there is the bell. So since being knocked down and nearly stopped in round 5, Duran had pretty much an even round with Ayala Jr. in the 6th and has really come on in the 7th to dominate Tony Ayala Jr. We still have Duran ahead. The only round we have given Tony Ayala Jr. unofficially was round 5 when he dropped the Panamanian and nearly took him out at round's end. Here we go for round number 8. Duran in control. Ayala comes forward, and Duran nails him with a right cross and then the left hook. And Ayala Jr. goes back into the ropes. He caught him with the full force of Tony Ayala Jr. coming forward. Duran feinted the jab and threw that injured right hand, and that caught Ayala Jr. square on the chin, and then the left hook quickly followed. Ayala Jr. trying to cover up on the ropes. Roberto goes into kill mode, and he is letting his hands go as he left hooks to the body and brings it to the head. Duran looking to land big, and again it is a left hook to the body and up to the head, a chopping right hand, and a left uppercut. Ayala is hurt on the ropes. Duran continues to try to throw. Ayala ties him up. They break. Duran fires and lands again a jab and a right hand, but he grimaces in pain every time that right hand lands. A huge start here in round 8 for Roberto Duran. Duran does not land there. He missed those shots. He missed that right hand, threw it reluctantly, and now Duran will slide back towards ring center. Ayala follows on shaky legs. Duran looks to lay the trap. Duran throws but does not land. Duran still in control. Ayala gets inside. Duran ties him up, totally frustrating the youngster from San Antonio, Texas. Ayala works his hands free, and he's going to bang hard. Chopping right hand, left hook to the body. Can he follow up with that? No, it's Roberto Duran coming back. And Duran comes back with a left hook to the body and up to the head. Duran continues to frustrate Ayala Jr. He feints. Ayala out of position, doesn't fire, and he mocks him and smiles at him. Now he forces Ayala Jr. back into the corner. Boy, Roberto Duran knows all the tricks. Now Ayala slides out of the corner, but Duran pins him on the ropes. Duran looking to bang, and Ayala Jr. ties him up. They work their free hands. Referee Piedra breaks them. We have under 30 seconds to go here in round 8. It's been all Roberto Duran action, still on those ropes. And there is the bell. A very mauling, brawling round. Duran had an excellent start to it, and then he imposed his will upon Tony Ayala Jr. Ayala Jr. goes back to his corner very frustrated. It has been a frustrating evening for El Torito, the bull. Lou Duvert telling him, you gotta let your hands go. Stop letting this old man bull you. Again, we have given every round unofficially to Roberto Duran. The only round we have given to El Torito, Tony Ayala Jr., was round 5 when he dropped Duran and then nearly took him out near the end of the round. In fact, we gave that 10-7 to Ayala Jr. Here we go. We come up on round 9, scheduled for 15. Duran with a comfortable lead. Ayala Jr. starting to tire. Ayala Jr. is going to fight on the inside. They're telling him go in and bang him out. Duran in control. Duran does not land. Ayala stays low, dipping and diving. And referee Padilla halts the action as there is some water in the Ayala corner. He tells him to sponge it up. Action resumes. And it's Roberto Duran tying up Ayala, not letting Tony Ayala fight on the inside, and that's where he wants to be. Ayala just totally getting dominated. As again, Ayala gets inside. Duran ties him up for a brief moment and then works his hands free, and he rat-a-tats him with a 3-punch salvo. Body, then up to the head. Duran, unbelievable. Another clinch. Ayala getting very frustrated. Those right hands, had Duran's right hand not been injured, he might have knocked out Tony Ayala by now. Ayala still having difficulty. And there's Duran, the left hook to the body and then up to the head. Excellent scoring combination by Roberto Duran. Ayala mocking Duran and Duran smiling at him, shaking his head. Duran throws and misses. No counter from Ayala. Duran, as Ayala steps forward, Duran walks him into the right cross. He walked him into the right cross. He feinted and fired. Ayala buckles. Duran looks to follow up. And he lands again. 2 jabs but miss with the right hand. Again, the right hand is injured. You can see it. Roberto Duran's right hand is injured. Every time he throws it, he grimaces. But he is tagging Ayala over and over again with it. Ayala now tries to get inside, but Duran just moves away, circling. Duran will land again. As Ayala steps forward, a jab and a right cross smack Ayala right in the face. Under 30 seconds to go, Ayala has not landed a damn thing, and he will not now. He gets into punching range. Duran ties him up and walks Ayala back. And the referee cautions him for holding and hitting both fighters. And there is the bell. Another tremendous round for Roberto Duran here in the 9th. Jeff Ray has joined us at ringside. Hope all is well. If you're just joining us, Jeff, Duran went down in the 5th, was nearly taken out. But all rounds prior to the 5th and since the 5th have been Roberto Duran. Maybe round 6 was even. Duran has recovered marvelously. Duran has seemed to have injured his right hand as he is throwing it, but throws it sparingly. And when he lands to the head, he grimaces in pain. Ray Arcells and Freddie Brown in the Duran corner, they're very, very happy. They're telling Duran, just box the socks off this kid. He's nothing. Lou Duva trying to rev up Tony Ayala Jr. El Torito. So is Tony's father, Tony Sr. You can take this old man out. You dropped him. You can do it again. Here we go. Round number 10 scheduled for 15. Ayala Jr. way behind in this fight, in our opinion. Duran will have a smothering body attack and work the angles. But it's Ayala Jr. who's able to work his hands free, but Duran moves away. And then they tie up. Duran continues to frustrate Tony Ayala Jr. Padilla cautions both fighters to keep the punches above the waistline. A lot of mauling and brawling here in round 10. Maybe Duran trying to catch a breather, but he's definitely the better of the two when it comes to stamina. Even though he has his injured hand, you can see Ayala Jr. beginning to labor. He's got to land something big. Now here goes Tony. 2 jabs, but no right hand. No right hand. Ayala Jr. again looks to throw. And those are big punches there. The left and the right land. Good scoring blows, snapping the head of Manos de Piedras. Ayala looks to follow it up, and he does with a left hook and a right hook to the head of Roberto Duran. Duran looking to come back, and Duran does with a 3-punch salvo. Left, right to the body, and then he brings a left jab to the jaw of Tony Ayala Jr. Duran still in control, but it'll tie up. A few smattering of boos here at the Astrodome. This is a pro-Ayala crowd, as he's from San Antonio, Texas. And again they tie up. Referee breaks them. Ayala Jr. works past that jab, gets in punching range, and he lands the right cross and a left hook to the body. Excellent round for Tony Ayala Jr. Best round since round 5. He's got to stay consistent. He throws and misses wildly. He's going to land there. A left hook to the body and a right hook to the head. Ayala Jr. continues to bore in. They're standing toe-to-toe in ring center. Ayala misses as Duran smothers those punches. Under 15 seconds to go. And there's the bell. That was a very good round for Tony Ayala Jr. Tremendous round. He's got to take these last rounds. He is way behind in our card, even with that knockdown in round 5. Highlight Heyday has joined us at ringside. Hope all is well. Jeff Ray is here. RJL Network, Steeler Fan 1933, our good friend Matt. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, and Jim L. Hope all is well. We have Duran, after 10 rounds, comfortably ahead. We've only given Ayala 2 rounds, 5 and 10. Of course, he dropped Duran. We gave Ayala a 10-7 round in round 5. He nearly knocked out Duran as he battered him throughout that round after knocking him down. Round 6 we gave even. And we have just given round 10 to Tony Ayala. So with that 10-7 round, it's probably closer than I think. In rounds, it's 7-3 Duran. But we gave 2 extra points, a 10-7 round. So it's actually pretty close on our card if I really think about it when I don't do the rounds in my head, when I do the points. Here's round 11. They're in the Ayala corner. They want more of what he just did, and he's got to be consistent. The Duran corner, Ray Arcells wants Duran to box. Here we go, round 11. That effort took a lot out of Tony Ayala Jr. Roberto Duran is going to look to fight on the inside and look to counter. And counter he will. He feints. Ayala gets in tight. Duran ties him up. Ayala Jr. works past the Duran jab, but he cannot land. Again, Duran ties him up. Duran moving side to side. No punches have been landed so far. And again they tie up. Again, some boos coming here at the Astrodome. Ayala Jr. cannot get in. And Duran is warned for hitting on the break. Still trying to frustrate and get in the head of the youngster El Torito. And here comes Ayala Jr. He wings wildly. He misses Duran with a countering opportunity. And Duran counters beautifully with a left-right combination. But you see again, he grimaces when he lands that right hand. Ayala Jr. comes raging back with a left and then a right to the body. Ayala Jr. looking to land something big. And booyah! Left hook, right hook, left hook. And Duran is staggered. Duran is staggered. But Duran has his faculties. And Roberto throws a left to the body and then brings that left right through the guard of El Torito. The uppercut snaps the young man's head from San Antonio, Texas. Duran looking to throw again, and booyah, he does. 2 jabs, but does not follow with the right hand. That right hand is giving him a lot of trouble. We have under 30 seconds to go here in round 11. Ayala works his way in, but cannot land. He cannot land. Duran is already moving away. Duran working the angles. Duran looking to throw, and he does. Duran lands again. He's now using that left hook to the body, then brings it up as an uppercut. And there's the bell. Good round for Ayala Jr. It was a close round, but we give it to Ayala Jr. Duran started to open up a bit at the end. But did Ayala Jr. do enough to take round 11? He's got to take these rounds, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. But he is very tired. Duran, definitely the fresher of the two, but he does have that injured right hand. We're moving on to round 12 now. Both fighters getting their instructions. In the Duran corner, the instructions come from Ray Arcells and Freddie Brown. Ray Arcells, the trainer. Freddie Brown, a trainer and cut man. In the Ayala corner, it's Lou Duva and Tony Ayala Sr. The bell for round number 12. Duran will be on the outside once again. And Duran is in control. And Duran lands. And he goes back to the left jab. 2 left jabs. And then a right hook to the body. The right hook not as effective due to the injury, what we perceive to be an injury to his right hand. Ayala Jr. gets inside and he looks to rat-a-tat with a left-right, both to the body of Roberto Duran, trying to slow the older man down. Duran comes right back and ties up. He does not want to fight on the inside, and referee Piedra is now giving a pretty stern warning to both for the excessive holding. Ayala Jr. still cannot get in punching range. Duran is frustrating him, and Duran lands. Left hook to the body, and then he brings that left hand right through the guard of Ayala Jr. It's an uppercut. El Torito is very frustrated. Every time he gets in range, Duran ties him up. There it is. Boom! Left hook to the body, right uppercut. Good scoring combination by Tony Ayala Jr. He needs to follow up with that. Duran will not allow it. As Duran ties him up, he's all octopus arms. Duran looking to throw out of the break, and he does. A left hook to the head and a right hook to the body. Good job by Roberto Duran. Ayala Jr. comes back. He lands a right cross and a left hook to the head. And there's the bell. We give that round to Tony Ayala Jr. We give that round to Tony Ayala Jr. as he is coming on late, but he has exerted a lot of effort and energy. Again, breathing very heavily on his stool. This could be his last hurrah here in round 13, the hard luck round, the championship rounds coming up, 13, 14, and 15. Joining us at ringside, Legends of Sports Universe. Check out that wonderful channel. We have Highlight Heyday, another wonderful content creator in our community. Jeff Ray, RJL Network, another wonderful content creator. Steeler Fan 1933, our good friend Matt, D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, and Jim L. Hope all is well. A little frustration going on in the Duran corner. The right hand was injured in round 4. And ever since then, Duran was dominating. He nearly got knocked out in round 5. The youngster, El Torito, Tony Ayala Jr., has really come on. This fight is getting very close, very close. Round 13. There's the belt. Ayala Jr. will bore in and try to work hard on the inside. Duran will not allow it. Duran catches Ayala Jr. with a left uppercut. And Ayala Jr. buckles but does not go down. A tremendous left uppercut. And that just took some tremendous starch out of Tony Ayala Jr. Duran looks to land again, but he wants to walk Ayala Jr. into a trap. Ayala Jr. is now forced back into the corner. Duran looking to pound away, and Duran lands to the body with a left-right, and then a left-right to the head, and when the right lands to the side of the cranium of Tony Ayala Jr., Duran grimaces in pain. Ayala Jr. looks to fight out of the corner, but he cannot. Duran smothers him and bores him back into the corner. Now Ayala Jr. will land a jab and a right hand, but Duran does not budge. Ayala Jr. looks to throw. Duran shoulders him back into the corner. They tie up. Referee Padilla breaks them. Duran looks to land. He misses those shots. They tie up again. Ayala will try to fight his way out of the corner. Left hook to the body. Right hook to the head. Ayala fighting with his back in the corner. And now he will bore forward. And action back at ring center. Action back at ring center. About a minute to go here in round 13. This round is still up for grabs. And it's Tony Ayala Jr. landing a left hook. And then a chopping right hand to the head of Manos de Piedra. Roberto Duran, the man from Panama. Ayala Jr. in a rhythm. And Ayala Jr. right cross. A tremendous right cross. Buckles the knees of Roberto Duran. A left hook nails Duran. And Duran goes back into the ropes. Another moment in the sun for Tony Ayala Jr. Ayala Jr. starts the windmill. He bangs away and lands the uppercut. Ayala Jr. is landing. Another 4-punch salvo. Duran trying to bip and bop on the ropes, but he's getting bippity bop. Ayala Jr. is landing everything. Referee Padilla looking on. Ayala Jr. a left and a right cross. A tremendous shot. Duran is in all kinds of trouble at the bell, and Ayala lands at the bell. Unbelievable. Tony Ayala Jr. almost dropped Roberto Duran for a second time. A tired, exhausted Ayala Jr. turned into El Torito as he bulled his way out of the corner, fought Duran back towards ring center, nailed him, and then pinned him on the ropes, and let his hands go. Fists of fury, punches in bunches, all with bad intention. Duran goes back to his stool, and he does not look all there. A huge round for Tony Ayala Jr. That's a 10-8 round in my eyes, even without the knockdown. It's going to come down to these final 6 minutes. Can Tony Ayala Jr. again will his way through these next 6 minutes? He exerted a lot of energy there. He dug into his reserves like you could not believe. And he nearly took Duran out, but he is huffing and puffing in that corner. In the Duran corner, Ray Arcells wants Duran to box. I don't know if his legs are there. Round 14. Duran seems okay. Duran is considered a strong closer, +1 to his control factor. That should help out. Ayala Jr. is going to bore in and look to bang Duran out. Ayala Jr. quickly pounces on Duran, and he lands! 4-punch salvo. Left to the body, right to the head, left to the head, and then a right hand to the head. Ayala Jr. still banging away. Left hook to the body, right uppercut. Ayala Jr. continues to bore in. Duran ties him up now, trying to disrupt this rhythm that Ayala Jr. has been in. But Ayala Jr. too strong. Duran feints but doesn't fire. Ayala Jr. having trouble cutting the ring off at the moment. And Duran ties him up. Duran looks to fight out of the clinch, but he thinks wiser of it. Ayala Jr. backs into the corner, taunting Duran to come forward. Duran comes forward, and Duran will land. Left hook to the body, and then he brings the left uppercut through the guard of Tony Ayala Jr. Ayala Jr. might be tired. Actually, he is tired. His legs could be very weary. Ayala Jr. ties up. They're mauling and brawling in the red corner. Ayala Jr. now works back towards the center of the ring. Duran backed away. Ayala Jr. moves forward. Duran looking to walk him into something, but it's Ayala Jr. who throws and misses. Ayala still in control. And he is going to be warned. Padilla says, stop with the shoulders and pushing and using your head. Lots of dirty tactics by both fighters. Ayala Jr. throws and misses. No counter by Duran. The right hand is cocked, but Roberto doesn't throw it. Ayala Jr. wings wildly and misses again. Duran looking to fire back, and he misses. Ayala Jr. with the counter attempt, and he misses. A lot of swings and misses here. Under 20 seconds to go. Duran just moving side to side. And Duran will land at the bell. He will land at the bell. The left hook to the body and the left uppercut to the head. Those were solid scoring blows. That might have been enough to win that round. We see it round 14 as even, though. 3 more minutes of boxing. Who shall take this bout? It got very close with that round 13. Again, Ayala Jr.'s had the bigger rounds when he's won them. He dropped Duran in the 5th and nearly took him out, and then battered Duran quite badly in the 13th and nearly took him out. Then there's some close rounds. If those close rounds went Ayala's way, we have a very close fight. 3 more minutes. Duran, the fresher of the two, though he's taken more punishment when it comes to harder scoring blows. Duran's landed solid combinations. Ayala Jr.'s felt them, but he's never had Ayala Jr. truly hurt. This is it. They're in the Duran corner. They're telling him, you got to win this round. In the Ayala corner, they're telling him, you got to knock him out. Final 3 minutes. Fighters move to ring center. They will not touch gloves. Padilla tries to make them touch gloves. They won't. They refuse. They shove one another. There's the bell. Padilla calls for the bell. Here we go. And it's Tony Ayala Jr. looking to land, but Duran smothers him. They tie up. Referee Padilla breaks him. Duran throws and misses. He's throwing the right hand with not as much conviction as earlier in the bout, as again, we believe his right hand was broke in round 4. Duran, and there's Duran, but he's using the left. That was a left hook to the body. He feinted the jab, hooks to the body, then brings the left hand up to the head in a hybrid hook uppercut. 2 scoring blows by Roberto Duran. Duran again with a combination, left right to the body and a left hook to the head. Ayala Jr. looks to fire back, and he will. He lands a right cross, left hook to the body, then brings the left to the head and the right back to the body. Duran looks to throw, but Ayala smothers him. Duran will not allow Ayala to work his hands free. Duran lands. He works his hands free, chopping right hand and a left hook to the rib cage of Tony Ayala Jr. Duran again lands a chopping right hand on the inside and a left hook to the body. Duran in a rhythm. He is landing over and over again. Left to the body, chopping right hand, left to the temple of Tony Ayala Jr. Under a minute to go. Duran working hard down the stretch. Ayala Jr. ties him up. Duran continues to throw, but he misses there. Ayala Jr. smothered him. Now action as they circle in the final moments here. Ring center, 20 seconds ago. Tony Ayala Jr. hasn't landed anything. And booyah! He wings a wild right uppercut. It lands. Duran buckles, and there is the bell. Holy cow. Holy cow. Will that big right uppercut that nearly behead Duran win Ayala round 15? We're going to the judges. An exhausted Tony Ayala makes it through 15 rounds with Manos de Piedra's Roberto Duran. Did El Torito, he scored the only knockdown in the bout. Did he pull off an upset here? As Duran was a slight favorite against the youngster Tony Ayala Jr. Ayala Jr. puts his arms in the air. Duran puts his arms in the air. They sneer at one another. They want to go at it again. But their seconds keep one another apart. We are going to the judges' scorecards. What a bout. What a bout. I honestly don't know who won. I give Duran a slight edge. Holy cow. What would have been had Duran not injured his right hand? Word from the corner, we're hearing that Duran they're saying Ray Arcel and Freddie Brown, they believe that Duran broke his hand in round 4. Duran, pretty effective with his jab. So was Tony Ayala Jr. When he threw his jab, it landed. Both men were very effective with their hooks. Duran more effective, but they threw crosses. Duran threw a lot of crosses, even though that right hand was injured. He laid a lot of traps and landed it plenty of times on the noggin of Tony Ayala Jr. Ayala Jr. was about just over 50% with his crosses. Then the combinations, Duran threw a lot of punches and bunches, but again, with an injured right hand, he relied upon the left much more. And Duran and Ayala both landed some hellacious uppercuts. When you're looking here, it seems like Duran was more in control, but Ayala had the bigger moments, in my opinion. All right, here we go. Here we go. To the judges' scorecards, we have a decision, 144-140. Tony Ayala Jr., 144-143. Roberto Duran, 144-143, Roberto Duran. Manos de Piedra wins a split decision, and it was close, folks. Jose Cubanian had it 144-140 for Tony Ayala Jr. Corey A. Santos scored it for Roberto Duran, 144-143. Marty Salmon scored it 144-143, Roberto Duran. And there are a thunderous boos coming here at the Astrodome. And Tony Ayala Jr. is screaming bull bleep. And so is his corner. They feel that their youngster had won the bout. But it is a split decision victory for Roberto Duran, Manos de Piedra over El Torito. Tony Ayala Jr. Wow. Split decision for Duran. Again, disregard. This is a print screen here, so I know where to put. When you play, I know where to put the Title Bout 2 page. This is actually a snippet of a fight I did before. That is just so I know where it is. That's the fight we did with Canelo and Nino Benvenuti. So Roberto Duran wins. Let's save the stats. Let's look at the judges' scorecards here. Round 15, all three judges gave it to Tony Ayala Jr. Tony Ayala Jr. on the Marty Salmon card took rounds 10, 11. Round 12 was even. 13 Round 14 was even 15. So Tony Ayala Jr. down the stretch did not lose a round on the Marty Salmon card. Round 5, 10-8, 10-8, 10-8. I gave it 10-7. And then the other huge round, I gave 10-8. And they didn't. They gave it 10-9. So Ayala Jr., even though he was fatigued, tired, huffing and puffing, he was strong down the stretch on all. Oh, they did. Round 13, Jose Cubian did give a 10-8 round as I did. 10-9, 10-9. Had Corey A. Santos and Marty Salmon gave 10-8 rounds as myself and Jose Cubian did, it would have been a draw. It would have been a majority draw with Ayala winning on one card and then two even cards on the Santos and Salmon card. You can't get this fight any closer. As Highlight Heyday says, Ayala lost by a hanging Chad. Unbelievable. So there you have it. Roberto Duran, with a broken hand, wins a tight split decision over Tony Ayala Jr. Again, Jose Cubian scored it for Ayala Jr. 144-140. He gave him two 10-8 rounds. I gave a 10-7 round in round 5 unofficially and a 10-8 in round 13. Corey A. Santos for Duran 144-143. Marty Salmon 144-143 for Duran. But you can see, again, El Torito, Ayala Jr., very strong down the stretch. Very strong down the stretch. I'd like to say thank you to D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer. Glad you enjoyed it. As he's going to go out to feed the goats. Highlight Heyday, thank you very much. Check out that wonderful channel. Steeler Fan 1933, a.k.a. our friend Matt. Thank you very much. Legend Sports Universe, check out that wonderful channel. He does a lot of cool stuff with boxing where he takes title bout ratings and he puts it to, I think it's the EA Fight Night. And I got to check some of those out. I read about them, but I'm going to check them out on his YouTube channel. They look very cool, and I'm sure they are. I did that way back in the day with my old title bout, where I'd make fighters and try to use their ratings and the rating systems that they gave you for Fight Night. And I believe he's using Fight Night. I could be wrong, but the graphics are obviously beautiful. Jeff Ray, thank you very much. RJL Network, our good friend Rob. Check out that wonderful channel. Lots of inside pitch baseball card and dice. And Jim L, hope all is well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you enjoyed the stream, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed and you want to, please do so. If you do subscribe, hit the bell for notification when we go live. I greatly appreciate everyone's time, health, and happiness. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Stay safe. Be smart. God bless. We'll see you soon. You know it's coming, folks. Roberto Duran wins by the slimmest of margins. A split decision over Tony Ayala Jr. in a war from the Houston Astrodome. Again, we'll go the judges one last time. Jose Cubian scored it for Tony Ayala Jr. 144-140. Corey A. Santos and Marty Salmon scored it for Roberto Duran 144-143. Both cards identical. Duran was down in the 5th and battered in the 13th, but held on to win. He broke his hand in the 4th. So until next time, I love you all.